So she's a medical intuitive, and she used to work in Germany, and she worked closely with a lot of surgeons and doctors over there.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, she'd just partner up with them, and she would physically look at someone. She wouldn't even have to touch them. And she works a lot with chakras. So she would find which chakra was imbalanced, and whichever chakra is imbalanced, it leads to physical ailments. So yeah, it was pretty fascinating. It was a really good read.
So she was actually working in, was it hospitals?
Yeah, hospitals.
Okay.
Yeah, in Germany.
And she would help them through is that kinesiology?
No, she wasn't a kinesiologist. She's a psychic intuitive.
That's the first I've heard of that.
Yeah. So it's pretty amazing. She started out, her book starts out as it was kind of a curse of how she would be able to read people. She would read people so easily, but she would also take on their feelings as well. So she would obviously always just be taking on people's negative feelings, and she couldn't kind of create that spiritual barrier between people. And in her book, she says as she got like into her later 20s and 30s, she kind of created that barrier and could help people without taking on their energy as well.
It's a bit of a skill.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
Even when you start to get exposed to those type of energies, you need to, I guess, learn to separate yourself from it
Yeah,
too. Because it's very
definitely.
easy to even talk to someone, get that energy on you, and then not be able to take it off yourself.
Yes.
Like I,
Very
in the
big.
past, have used a lot of external people to help take it off.
Yeah.
Because I've always felt like I was heavy after, I just didn't feel myself. And then
Mhm.
I'd ask them, say, listen, am I all good?
Yeah.
They're like, no, you got a bit of bad energy on you.
Yeah.
So I'd remove it and you
It's-
feel better straight away.
Yeah, it's sort of like external baggage from other people
Mm.
that you kind of carry with you, and you've got to learn that boundary.
So how in kinesiology, how do they not let that attach to you?
Well, each time a person comes for a session, you're in their energy field, so you do absorb their energy. But what my kinesiology teacher said, the first day of every day that she worked, she would always make herself her first client of the day. So she would work on herself, she would do a balance on herself to kind of help still keep that block there so that you don't actually take on people's energy. And yeah, it's kind of very hard to find that balance. And I'm still learning how to do it. But I think once you master it, you'll be able to work with everyone and
So-
you'll be able to talk to people more easily.
But is it a physical thing you have to do to prepare yourself for it? Before
In
you go into a
kinesi-
session, do they prepare themselves to...
In kinesiology, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you know how to do it?
Yeah, it's the balances that we do on people, we do it on ourselves.
Oh, okay.
So your different acupressure points, there's different like lymphatic points, emotional points, neurovascular points, we all do them. Like as we would do to a client, we do it on ourselves.
So to do it on yourself, do you need someone else? Or can you just do it?
At the level I'm at, I do. But at the level my kinesiology teacher's at, she can just know how to do it on herself.
So you need I think you said you need a surrogate
Yeah.
for yourself.
A surrogacy, yeah. A
Okay.
surrogate person.
That fascinated me.
Yeah, it's
Like
really
when
cool.
when you told me that,
It's
I'm
really
like, how does
cool.
that make sense? Because
Like-
you're using another person's body.
At
heal yourself.
Yeah, at that point, they're just a body. They're just a vessel that you use to help read someone else. So, like, for an example, I do it on my dog. I get my mum and I get her to surrogate for my dog. And I find out what vitamins my dog's lacking or what, like, emotion she's feeling. Anything.
Are you
And it's
serious?
good practice, yeah. It's really cool.
So you can do it on pets as well.
Yeah. When I had my horse, I would find out what he's deficient in, if he was sore anywhere, if he's enjoying what he's doing. It was really cool. I love doing it.
Wow, that is
Yeah.
okay. I didn't know you could do it with animals.
Yeah, definitely.
So you used to use your mum to surrogate for your horse.
Yeah. I use my mum because she's very easy to test on. See, I use my mum to also surrogate for my dad because I find that he's very hard to balance because he's very... Yeah, he's just hard to get through sometimes. So I use my mum.
I think if people are less open to it, it's a lot harder as well.
Yes.
Because and you've done it on me before, how you hold your hand out,
Yeah.
you test, and if you don't let it go down when it's meant to,
Yes.
it's harder for you to read.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, it's hard when people aren't open to it because I can't get a read on them. And obviously I'm still learning. I'm only in my second year of study. So I'm sure down the line, when I've got more experience under my hand, I can get through to these people.
So are you far off from actually learning to do it on your own?
I think I've got 2 more years down the line.
And then you'll be able to actually work on yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I can also work remotely. So my auntie's a kinesiologist, as you know, and she works through like video calls, and she does people internationally, interstate, everywhere. And yeah, she does it on herself for the other person, which is fascinating.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you asked her how she does it?
Not yet.
I'm curious to see how it works.
I know.
So I know
it's all in your fingers.
Within your fingers,
Yeah.
you test.
So what we learnt is that every finger is related to an organ, and every finger has different points on it. You've actually got 15 points on each finger. So you test through each finger, and you find which point the body relates to, and then you find which balance it balances with, and yeah, it's all interconnected. It's crazy.
So she can connect with someone across the outside
across the world. Sometimes I'll even call her up and be like, hey, I've got this sore, like I've got something sore, and she'll just quickly find out what it is. It's like witchcraft. It's pretty insane.
When you I think we've spoken about this before, how when you start getting down this whole rabbit hole of our own abilities as humans,
Yep.
you start to go very deep into it. Because
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
think it ends.
No.
I don't care. Like, I've been looking into this stuff for a very long time.
Yeah.
And you always find a new...
There's always a new pathway.
new pathway, new technique, new... it doesn't end.
It doesn't.
And you just keep down the same rabbit hole.
But it's, yeah. But I love that about it.
Yeah.
Like, you never stop learning.
No. Yeah, I reckon there's people that have been doing it for 50, 60 years that are still learning.
I know. It's a good journey to be on.
But what got you into kinesiology? Was it your auntie?
Yeah, so she was a big inspiration to me. When my brother was diagnosed with brain cancer, that was a very big... That was a therapy that helped me a lot get through that. And, yeah, it just inspired me.
So was it was it you learning from her that actually got you interested in it?
It was the effect that it had on me.
Oh, from when you were going through your stuff.
Yeah. And also, because she worked on my brother as well through his treatment. And, yeah, it was the effect that it had on my whole family that really inspired me. And I thought, if that can do that for my family, I may as well help other people.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I guess it is when you see the effect on yourself and you know, okay, this works.
Yeah.
That's what makes you want to dive into it more.
Definitely. Like, I knew that she, like, before this happened, I knew my auntie did this for work, and I always thought, oh, yeah, it's really cool. Like, I love getting balances done by her, but I never thought beyond that. And then when I personally felt the effects of it, I was like, damn, I got to help people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you told me the story about how you were driving, you're upset.
Yep.
And you're very angry or whatever it was, and then all of a sudden you just felt like happy and excited, and
yeah, I
these
just
complete
felt like
opposite emotions.
Yeah, I just felt like I was obviously just a bit down that day, and I literally felt the emotion flush out of me, like it was not even there.
And
I knew she was working on me.
And then you found that your auntie was working on you.
Yep.
So did you know that she was working on you that day before you felt that emotion?
No idea.
And you called her and be like, listen, are you working on me?
What's going on? I know what you're doing.
I caught you out.
But
So when did you... So this lady that you're talking about, that you got the book,
Mm-hmm.
Is she... So you said she doesn't do kinesiology, or she does now?
No, she doesn't do kinesiology.
So she does a whole different
realm.
Okay. So where... Oh, I guess there's a lot of overlaps.
Yeah, so my kinesiology teacher is very close with her.
Mm.
And she gets a session done by her every, I think it was 2 to 3 weeks. She goes and sees her. She started out as very young. As I said, she had all these psychic abilities, and she'd be able to read people very easily. And then it talks about how she goes on and she's just trying to find her life path and why she's here. And she works a lot with chakras, and that's something that I'm starting to learn about. I always thought they were not a big deal. I thought it was woo-woo stuff. But the more you read about it, the more you can relate to it, and you see the physical effects that it has on people. And she talks about case studies in her book, and you can see the change that people make in their life. Mm. So it's pretty fascinating.
Well, even when you got me to read a few pages.
Yeah.
Because mine was the solar plex chakra.
Yep.
And the throat chakra, two ones that I'm struggling with.
Yeah.
But what I'm fascinated by too is that when you read through them, obviously there's a lot of things you can relate to and say, yeah, that makes sense. Because it's cool how she actually gets you to do a yes or no and ask you questions to test it and be like, okay, are you feeling this way? Yes. are you feeling this way? No.
Yeah.
Yes, no, whatever it is. And then at the end, it goes, okay, if you answered no to this many, you need to work on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I like how she's done, the second half of her book is all about the self-assessment, and she literally tells you how to fill each of your chakras and how they will change your life and the signs that your chakra isn't filled, and like, yeah, just self-help. That's what I love about it. It's so relatable.
What is the term they use? Is activating your chakra? Is it filling your chakra?
I mean, people see it differently. I see it as like a cup that you have to fill.
Yeah.
Other people see it as like a void. I think it's just, yeah, how you picture it. It's all the same.
So if you can fill these chakras that you're lacking, so just say mine now, I've got my solar plex and my throat chakra that are lacking. If I was to fill those cups up, what are I've always been curious about what are the effects of that?
Can I look it up?
Yeah, no. Is it something that says that there?
I'll show you. So what was yours? Yours was...
So mine was the solar plex chakra and the throat chakra.
Let's have a look. Let's see here.
Because if all your chakras are aligned, all of them are full, then what comes from that?
Your life flows.
Do you know anyone that's actually has all those chakras that are full or active or whatever you want to call it?
Not yet. I haven't met someone yet.
No.
I mean,
I'd assume everyone would have at least one they're lacking.
Yeah. Well, that's life. Life's not meant to be rosy.
Yeah.
But the hardship that you go through and the reward that this gets it is worth it. Let me have a look. It was your throat chakra.
Throat. So if you want to start from the bottom one, first was the solar plex, and then it went to throat.
Let's see. Oh yeah, we did talk about this, and it was your, it said here, your self-empowerment and will and ambition. Let's see here. So, number 3. Yeah, it's about your inner strength. So was your question if it was...
So if I was to just say have those and work on those and then they will become full or activated, whatever you want to call it, what would be, I guess, the benefits of having those aligned? Would you have a different... Because some people say you actually end up having different... I don't want to say abilities, but things...
It leads to different life paths. That's what it does. Like here, it's got... let's see. It's your energy center that generates self-esteem and empowerment. When you have a healthy sense of self-esteem, you recognize what empowers you and you make choices that are in your best interest. It enables you to set healthy boundaries and protect yourself by saying no to unhealthy people and situations. And obviously, you know the consequences of, you know, letting people kind of run all over you and be a doormat.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah.
And is that more the throat chakra or is that the solar plex?
That's your solar plexus one. And then your throat chakra is about expression.
Okay. And is it not expressing yourself the way you want to? Is like lack of expression sort of thing?
Yeah, holding yourself back. Like literally someone's got something around your throat and you just can't get it out.
I feel like a lot of that comes from when you know you want to be straightforward with someone and get to the point and not beat around the bush, but you find that a lot of people are very sensitive and you have to sort of beat around the bush to get what you want.
Yeah, it's almost like you have to kind of dull yourself down.
Yeah, you can't just say, like, I like to just say it the way it is.
Yeah, yeah.
But for a lot of people, you can't say it like that.
No, unfortunately not. Because not everyone's on the same vibration as you. Not everyone will get it.
It's hard. It's definitely challenging.
It is.
It's definitely challenging because I know I need to, I know I want to. But it's like, is it wrong for me to filter myself for that person?
Yeah.
Or is it better for me to say it straight out and then they actually can either take it or not
it's up to them.
Yeah, I mean, it's more up to them because now I'm putting the pressure on myself. Instead, I should not put the pressure on them, but give them the opportunity to make that decision. Whether they take it as positive or negative, I'm saying it to you from a good place. I'll never say anything to someone to intentionally hurt them or make them feel bad about themselves or make them feel upset. I'm actually saying it because I care about you and I want to help you.
Yeah.
So that's the way it's sort of...
It's kind of, it's a really hard fine line that you have to balance between.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It is. It's hard.
It is.
I find it harder with men. I find it easier with.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because
I
all
find
the
it the
guys that... I lost a lot of people around me because I was like that with guys.
Yeah.
I think I filter myself more around females.
Why?
I feel like I get a bit... I feel like if I say what I actually feel, it gets misinterpreted a lot with females.
Okay.
I feel like men tend to
more straight to the
understand
point.
where I come from.
Okay.
They don't take it as personally.
Yeah.
And I've lost a lot of people by doing it, but the people that are still around me know that it comes from a good place.
They're the ones
so
that
I get the message across better. But yeah, I tend to struggle with females more when it comes to saying actually what I want to say. And it normally comes to the ones I care about most.
Yeah.
If I don't care about you, I'll say what I want. I don't care whether you like me or not. But when it comes to someone I care about and I love, I'm going to try and make it easier for them to interpret what I'm saying.
Kind of help them along the way.
Yeah.
It's a very hard fine line. See, I find it the opposite.
You find it easier with females?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find it really hard to get across to men. Especially like my dad, I find it very hard to get across with him sometimes, what I'm preaching here.
Okay.
And even Marcus, my brother.
Yeah. I guess it's opposites.
Yeah.
Because I understand the way a guy thinks and feels. You understand the way a girl thinks and feels. So you're normally going to have a better conversation with the same sex as you than
definitely.
the opposite.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. Men tend to be very closed off. Men tend to... I think a lot of us get taught to hide our feelings and emotions.
Macho man.
Yeah. And you find it affects a lot of people. Because there aren't many men I know that actually say what they feel.
Yeah.
They tend to try hide it and
hold it back.
and have this front as I'm tough, I'm strong, I'm this, I'm that. But
behind
behind closed doors, I know they're not.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'd rather you be, I guess, vulnerable with me and tell me actually how you feel and talk to me about it than to talk either behind my back or hide it and then it gets worse. You know what I mean? So...
There's only so much you can hold in.
No.
And once that bottle fills, you just explode. That's everyone. And
you normally find, like what I found when I was going through my stuff and I wasn't expressing myself, is that it came out and I affected people who I cared about. So it doesn't affect people who aren't in your, that you don't care about or you're not really close to. It affects the people closest to you.
Yeah, the ones that are around you. They're the ones that get the effect of it.
Yeah. So to me, I'm like, if I want to
be
a better brother, be a better boyfriend, be a better friend, whatever it needs to be. I need to work on myself to help us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a lot of people...
The only thing you're doing by keeping it bottled up is hurting the people around you.
Yeah.
Because once that flick switches, everyone around you who's trying to be there for you, you're just going to push away.
Yeah.
And you're just going to affect all those relationships and then nothing was worth it at the end of the day.
And you end up... You start to regret it. Because at the end of the day, when I went through all my stuff, I felt that, yes, I started to see I was affecting people I cared about, but only till I felt fed up with myself. So like, enough is enough. I'm done feeling like this. I'm done feeling like shit. I'm done being angry.
Yeah.
I need to help myself, because if I help myself, I help them.
Exactly.
And it did.
Yeah.
And I went on that journey for years. But it's only when you become fed up with yourself do you actually decide to change.
Yeah.
It can't be... it's not, I don't really care about that much. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
Because if it's not that bad, you're never going to change it.
No.
It has to get to the point where you're like, enough is enough. And you change.
You've reached that point.
Yeah.
And then you go turning.
But it's crazy how we do that.
I know.
It's
you
like...
got to reach rock bottom.
Yeah.
Everyone does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard this quote that said, you have to reach rock bottom. When you hit rock bottom, it's the
only
best
way's up.
Yeah. It's only up from there. You hit rock bottom, only way to go is up from there.
Yep. And it's very true. It's very true.
Oh, yeah. Well, my whole scenario, I don't know about yourself, but when I went down that path of being an angry person and doing all the bullshit things you do when you're going through your stuff, I felt like, who's this person?
Yeah, you don't even know yourself.
I didn't recognize myself.
Yeah.
I was overweight. I was unhealthy. I was smoking, drinking, doing all the bullshit things. And
it's all external validation that you try and seek, and the external rush because you can't get it from yourself.
Yeah. But shit. But from that point, it was just up. That was it. I never let myself go back to that point.
Yeah.
No matter what came
Once
up
you've
in
reached it and you know how hard it is on you, and I think once you see how it affects the people around you, that's when you kind of realize, like, crap, I need to make a change.
Yeah. And you sort of refuse to go back to that stage, like back down there.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you're like, one didn't feel good for me.
Yeah.
But it definitely affected everyone around me.
Definitely.
And I don't want to put that stress or that...
Yeah, on the people you love.
No.
Yeah,
never again.
It's not fair on them.
No. It's hard. It's definitely hard because there's certain
Yeah.
points where you're like, I just can't be bothered.
I know.
It takes too much energy for me to keep going. And you're just like, you got to keep doing it. You know what I mean? It's got to stay on that path. You got to take care of yourself, whether it's through food, whether it's through exercise.
It's not easy. It's so easy to fall into things like, especially now, it's so easy to get sucked into influences that aren't going to help you.
Oh, we're surrounded by it.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
Everywhere.
And they're all disguised as good influences.
I know.
You know what I mean? Even now, the whole phase of influencers,
Oh
you don't know who's real, who's not.
And it's sad.
Yeah.
Because people don't even know themselves.
No.
It's so sad.
And the sad thing is that you see all these people with this front of perfect life, perfect relationship, perfect friendships, everything. And you actually, sometimes you get to meet them and you're like, what your social media shows me is nothing to what you actually are. And it's sad because they shouldn't have to put up a front to be seen as perfect, you know what I mean? But I feel like sometimes they feel pressured to.
Yeah.
Because if they show their insecurities, if they show their vulnerabilities, if they show who they really are, they might lose people around them.
Yeah. But also they might not even want to acknowledge that part of themselves.
You reckon?
I think
you reckon deep down they want to, but they just think that they can't?
I think a lot of people are scared to show their true self. But I think they don't even want to acknowledge who they really are sometimes. They just keep a front. And they're like, this is who I am. This is what I show to everyone else. This is how I'm perceived to everyone else. And that's that. Keep it at surface level.
You can't maintain it.
I don't know how people maintain it.
I don't believe you can maintain it.
I don't think you can.
It's not maintainable. You can't keep that front going for too long. Because eventually it shows.
It shows, but it's also so draining. Like, you're just putting on a persona that is feeding everyone else's life. Like, yeah, I'm making these people happy, but inside, your cup is so empty. And you're just getting external validation from not even being yourself. Yeah.
But it is hard.
Yeah.
Because especially with social media.
Yeah.
Like, I have barely any followers. And I've already felt, you get a little bit of backlash.
Yeah, it's hard to take.
When I talk the way I want to.
Yeah.
I get comments. I get all these people that don't even know me.
Yeah.
Assuming they know who I am because they saw one video of me. But it is hard. Yeah. And what I noticed is that when I started to be myself, I lost a lot of followers too. But I thought to myself is that I'd rather lose these people now than when I do become big, because I'd rather have people who are actually with me for me than with me for who I act like I am.
Who you're putting out as.
Because people have met me and people have said to me, I love the videos you post because you are you on camera and off camera. Yeah,
you're authentic. People love that.
But you have to be.
Yeah.
Because people are going more towards now people that are authentic than people that are fake.
Yep.
People are seeing the bullshit now. And you're like,
thank God.
Yeah, finally. Bloody hell.
I know. But
it still happens because there's a lot of things to fall into.
Yeah.
A lot of bullshit.
There is.
Influencers that just have that front and just do it for the money and aren't really there for their followers and don't really care. They're just there to make $1.
I know. And I think it's so hard on the upcoming generation as well. Like kids who are, early teenagers, and that's all they're seeing. Like, I just can't even imagine the mental health problems that creates from such a young age. Like, that's your detrimental years of your life. And they're seeing all this crap. Like, it's just fake. They're seeing all these TikTok influencers, Instagram, and they're all posting about this fake life that they have, and it's just unrealistic expectations. And it's not fair on them.
It isn't. But I've always said it's up to the parents.
Yeah.
If you want to raise a kid in this generation that's coming up now, you got to work on yourself.
Yeah, that's very true.
You have to educate yourself as a parent to help these kids.
Yeah.
Because the way I see it is, sometimes you think to yourself, I don't want to bring a kid up in this world because of how full on it is and how crazy it is and how how many things can affect these kids' mental health and whatever it is. But all I can do is learn what I need to learn to then raise the kid I need to raise in these conditions.
Yeah. You
Because
got to
the more-
adapt.
I have to educate myself.
Mm-hmm.
Don't expect my kid to grow up and say, work it out.
Yeah.
I educate myself because from 0 to 7, you're creating a kid's personality, you're creating their psychology, you're creating everything those years. So to me, I want to put everything I can into those at least 7 years to say,
Those
this is what the world
years.
actually is like. This is how it is. This is how to think, how to feel. These are normal. This is normal. This isn't. Like,
Yep.
educate myself to educate my kid.
Yeah, I think the worst thing you can do is bubble wrap a child.
Oh, guaranteed.
It just sets them up for failure from day dot.
And not making the effort to teach yourself too.
Yeah.
Because if you want to bubble wrap yourself from what's actually happening, well, then you can't teach your kid.
Yeah. The fact that you turn a blind eye to it, it's still there at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You're not acknowledging the problem. You're just teaching your kid how to just mask everything out.
Yeah.
And it's awful. And it creates such bad habits in life.
It is. And the kids just end up becoming a little version of their parent. All these parents...
I'm a mini-me of my mum.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. All these kids with these anxieties and depressions and all these sort of things...
You look at their parents.
Look at their parents. I guarantee you, through one of the parents, you will see the same emotions, same issues.
Same trauma they hold
Same
on
trauma.
to, the same way they deal with things, their coping mechanisms. It's all the same. It just gets passed down.
And that's another quote I heard. Trauma will pass down families until somebody's ready to feel it.
Yep.
And
It's very true.
But it's not, and people don't think like that. It's not you.
No, I know.
It's not
I know.
everything you've been through that's caused you these traumas.
Yeah.
It's maybe your parents, maybe your grandparents, maybe your grandparents' parents.
Yeah.
It can come down that far.
Definitely. Definitely.
It's
And that's just people turning a blind eye.
Hmm.
And it gets passed down and down and down.
Yeah. Use alcohol.
Yeah, exactly.
Use the drugs.
It's
use
all
everything to
external
cover it up.
validation. It's bad.
Yeah. But that's where you got to get to the point where it's like it stops with me.
Yeah.
You have to get to the point where you say to yourself, enough's enough. I don't want my kids to feel the way I felt.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stop it with me. I'm going to feel that trauma. I'm going to feel all that anxiousness. I'm going to feel all that depression. I'm going to feel everything that I need to feel to make sure my kids don't feel it.
Yeah.
Yes, they'll learn. Yes, they're going to have anxious moments. Yes,
Of
they're going
course,
to have
that's
moments where
life.
they're upset or whatever it is. That's
Yeah.
fine. But they're not going to carry my traumas.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put any of my traumas onto them.
Yeah.
All my insecurities. I'm not going
Yeah.
to put any of that onto my kids.
Mm-hmm. It's
So
not
that's-
their responsibility at the
it's
end of the
not.
day.
It's my responsibility to make
Yeah.
sure I'm good enough to raise them and to give them those steps and to give them that head start
Yeah.
to have a good life.
Yeah, definitely.
But
Definitely.
it's a lot of people don't understand that.
No,
That to raise good kids, it comes from you.
it definitely does. It's like anything. It's like raising a dog at the end of the day.
Mm.
You see people raising dogs and, they don't socialize it, they don't take it out, they don't feed it well, they don't know anything about being a parent to this dog.
Mm.
It's so simple, but at the end of the day, they're ruined for life.
Yeah.
And people don't take responsibility for that.
And people will blame the dog.
Exactly.
Dog's fault.
Exactly.
It's a breed.
Yeah, exactly.
that. It's
You
a
see
breed.
it so often.
Well, they've made dogs, certain dog breeds, they've banned
They've
certain
labelled
dog
them
breeds,
bad, yeah.
has labelled them as dangerous. Wait a second. Show me the owner.
I know.
Show me what the owner's doing to the dog.
When I used to work at the RSPCA, we had so many dogs that came in that were taken by the council, and they're beautiful dogs. Absolutely beautiful, but because these people just kept them at home, they didn't socialise them, or when they did, it didn't help them in any way possible, and they turn out bad. And then they're labelled as this dangerous breed. It's not the dog's fault.
Yeah.
Don't be stupid. It's not
Yeah.
the dog's fault. It's the parent's fault. It's the owner's fault. It's the exact same with kids.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
I know.
That's what makes you... And it's upsetting that people blame
Yeah.
the dog or blame
Yeah,
the kid.
exactly.
But at the end of the day,
It's all the same.
Show me the parent, and I'll tell you how the kid was going to turn out or how the dog was going to turn out.
Exactly.
Because there's no such thing as a bad dog
No.
or a bad animal.
No.
It's just a bad owner.
Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly.
But yeah, people don't. Yeah, it's a very. If more people understood that, the effects that they have on people around them, we're a different world.
My mum always says, how come people have to get a license for driving, but they don't need a license to have a kid?
Wow.
Yeah. And it's so true.
Yeah.
Anyone can have a kid.
Mm.
Doesn't mean they should.
No. Doesn't mean you should be able to.
No.
You should be able to. You should do a course first.
Exactly. At
to say,
least something.
Are you eligible to have a kid?
At least something.
Some sort of test.
I know. But it's so true.
Yeah.
It's so true.
It's very important.
Yeah.
Because you're raising a generation that's going to either make or break the future.
I know.
So
you're either setting yourself up for failure or for success.
These kids, yeah. It's just these kids growing up now in this generation just need better guidance, need better people around them, need better quality people.
Yeah.
But parents need to understand too that I think what's the age? Between the age of, I might mess this up, but I think it's 13 to 18. We're programmed to actually not listen to our parents, and it was a survival instinct from when we were like generations ago.
I have heard about that. Yeah,
something like that, where we used to go to different tribes and whatever it was because to get taught by someone else.
Yeah, I have heard that.
So what they say is from the age of 0 to 7, that's the programming years. From 7 to 13, they're years where they actually look at you, I think it was, and actually match their parents and people closest to them.
Yeah, you kind of mirror them.
Yeah, mirror them. And then 13 to 18 is when they tend to push everyone, like parents, away from them. And that's where it's the most important time for you to have good friends and family around them as well. Because they're not going to go for you. You can plant that seed with your kid, but they're probably going to get the answer and actually listen to someone that's maybe a cousin or an uncle or one of your friends. So they say the best thing you do for a kid is surround them with good people.
Yeah, and it's very true.
Because from 13 to 18, they're not really going to be listening to you.
No. I have my family group chat. It's called the Village People. Because we always say it takes a village to raise a kid.
True.
And it's so true.
Yeah.
Just as you said. You like, even me, personally. Like, sometimes I remember, especially in my teenage years, I'd always talk to my auntie or my cousin or even my nonna. Like, it's the people around you that matter a lot, especially for a kid.
Oh, guaranteed.
It just influences you. And
it's a lot of the bad influences, I don't think people paid as much attention to it growing up. Some parents didn't really focus. They didn't think it affected a kid as much.
Yeah.
I think they thought that they were your main influence and that's it. But no. My friends, my cousins, my uncles, my aunties, everyone around you, your friends, my parents' friends, same thing. They're my influence now too.
Yeah, definitely. I look at how my parents are friends with, how their relationship is with their friends, and I want to recreate that. I see how fulfilled they are when they're with their friends. I'm like, I want that in my life. I want to find people who feel me like that, fill my cup up.
And it's very rare.
Yeah.
It's very rare to find a group like what your family's got.
Definitely.
That has, 4, 5 families?
Yeah.
That just always spend time together, picnics, birthdays.
At the beach. Everything.
The beach. They always just spend time together.
Yeah.
And it's a community.
It definitely is. Yeah, it is.
It's a lot. You have to really start diving into it to understand the strength of a good community.
Yeah, it's hard to find.
Community is everything.
Yeah.
Even...
It creates a sense of self.
Yeah.
If you don't know where you belong, you don't know who you are. If you've got a strong environment, a strong foundation around you that can support you, you're set.
Yeah, but it's better. It's really important. You have to create it, but you have to create it. It's very important to create that from young and early days to get those people around you, because I always think about my kids. I haven't had them. I haven't planned for them. But when I think about what I'm doing, I always think back to my kids.
Yeah.
And say, who do I need to be for these kids? What do I need to set up so these kids can have a good life and have good people around them and have good friends? Because they're gonna copy me.
Yeah, exactly.
And my wife. You know what I mean? They're not gonna copy. Yes, other people influence them, like I said before, but I'm their main influence for the most important years.
Definitely.
So you have to work on yourself, and you have to create that.
And it's sad that a lot of people don't realise that.
No, but you have to. It's like I'm now working on something to create a community for men, because I feel like men lack community too, and women do as well. But I feel like there's a lot more access for women to those type of communities, and because they speak out to each other and they'll talk to each other.
Yeah,
men, it's very hard to get a man to open up.
Yeah,
very hard. But I think you got to know how to do it.
Yeah, I think so.
I've had a lot of people open up to me that I'm like, people say to me, when did that person ever talk like that?
Yeah.
Or how did they tell you that? They've never spoken about it before. But it's like, you got to know you have to be vulnerable for them to be vulnerable.
Yeah, definitely.
You can't be closed off and expect me to open up.
No,
You know
not
what I
at
mean?
all.
So a lot of people think like that.
Yeah.
Oh, why are they so open with you? Because I was open with him.
Yeah.
Or I was open with her.
Yep.
So she decided to
They
do the
feel
same thing with me,
comfortable
and he
enough.
decided to do the same thing with me.
Yeah, definitely.
Because if I talk about my flaws and I talk about my insecurities and stuff like that, they're like, oh, wait, I can do it now.
When people can relate to someone, I think that's the main thing that'll literally win them over.
Yeah.
Because I know when I talk to, like, even my friends, if I relate to them, I'm like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And you
my
talk
God.
about it.
You understand me.
Yeah, exactly. And you feel heard.
Yeah.
You feel wanted and heard.
Mm.
And that's, I think, what everyone just wants.
Yeah.
Everyone just wants to feel heard at the end of the day.
And they want to be around people who actually are real.
Yes.
Because there, like I said before, there's a lot of fake out there. There's a lot of fake people. There's a lot of people that have that front of whatever they want to put themselves as and show themselves as to others.
Yeah.
But I think
definitely.
we now as a human race are actually starting to open up to what's real, what's fake
Yeah.
in every aspect.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
when you meet someone, I feel like you get that feeling in your gut like they're a good person or they're not.
Yeah, your intuition.
I've actually on topic, but a story I'll tell you as well is I used to go to the shops with my mum all the time, and when I'd walk in the shops, I'd see, obviously you'd see the scary people with the tattoos and all these things. I never get anything in my stomach when I looked at them, but there'd just be this random guy or girl that would walk past me and I'd look at them and be like, whoa, like something in my stomach would twist.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's something wrong with that person. There's some energy that they're carrying. And it made me feel, I'm like, what is that?
Makes you feel off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Makes
just
you feel,
off-putting.
It's, yeah, but you feel, it's
you
like,
feel it.
you feel it in your,
Yeah.
right here, you feel it and you're like, no,
Yeah.
they're a bad person, bad energy, whatever it is. But as I got older, it got stronger.
Yeah.
It used to be a little feeling.
Because you listen to it. A lot of people don't
then I started
listen to
paying
it.
more attention to it. I'm like, okay, when I met this person that ended up screwing me over in the long run, I had that feeling, but I ignored it.
Yeah.
So start listening to it more and start trusting that feeling.
Yeah, exactly. It's there for a reason. It's there to help you.
What's what actually, I think, going back to your chakras, I think the solar plex chakra actually has got to do with intuition as well.
Yeah, it is.
I
It
think-
is.
I think
Well, that's where you feel it.
Yeah. But it's powerful.
Yeah.
If you start actually listening to those feelings, your body knows everything.
Hell yeah.
Your body can repair itself. Your body can actually heal itself. Your body knows the answer before you do.
Definitely.
And you can just ask it.
That's what I do.
Yeah. But you can
literally what I do.
A lot of people can ask themselves too. There's even simpler ways.
Yeah.
Where it's you lean, you
The
ask
whole
your
body
body.
testing.
Yeah, body
Yeah.
testing. So when I learned it, there was a bunch of emotions on the board.
Yep.
And you would go through different categories. And it'd say, all right, spleen, heart, lungs.
Yeah, all your different,
all
where
different
your
organs.
meridians are.
Yeah. And we'll get back to that too,
Yeah.
meridians. You told me about that for the first time. So you'd go through it all and you'd stand up straight. You close your eyes and you'd say, body, show me yes. And it should lean forward.
Yep.
And then body, show me no, should lean back. And I tested it all. And I went through it and I found that I was holding anger towards something and it was affecting my liver.
Yeah.
My liver or my liver. And during that time, I was actually on medication to help my liver because it wasn't functioning properly. And there was a part of it where it tells you how to release it.
Yeah.
And after I released it, I noticed that my liver actually started to function better. So all these emotions actually are held in organs.
Yeah. It's all just blocks of energy that aren't... So you have your meridians.
Yeah, talk
and
about
they're
the
different. They're
meridians.
different channels of energy, right?
Yeah.
And you've got a ball of chi, so a ball of energy that flows around your entire body and all through the different meridians. When you've got an emotion that you're holding on to, something that you just can't let go of, something that's stored in your body, you find out through the whole body testing, you find out what the emotion is, you find out which meridian it is. You acknowledge it, you do the balance, and you clear it so that your body can keep flowing. It's that constant flow of energy. So yeah, that's what you need.
So explain to me these meridians. Because you said, what was it, 6, 12, what was it?
There's 12.
There's 12.
There's 12. And they move around, I think it's every 2 to 3 hours. They move around. They move around your whole body. So yeah, they're pretty fascinating.
So explain to me how it works. So where does there a starting point in your body?
It's just a constant loop. You can find the different time of day. So at each different time of day, there's a specific organ that it's functioning in. And that specific organ is getting the most energy in your body to heal itself, to repair itself, everything. And it just constantly flows around. That's why, bit TMI, do you ever have to go to the bathroom at like 2, 3 in the morning?
Oh, occasionally, yeah.
Because that's where your body is in, your chi is in your bladder meridian. Because it's working. It's constantly working.
Yeah, you'll find, I reckon about 3 to 4 in the morning will be my time I'll wake up to go toilet.
Yeah, that's why.
Randomly.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen every night.
Yeah,
but if I have
sometimes.
obviously water closer to bedtime, it'll happen.
Yeah.
But I actually had a point where I was going every single night at 4 in the morning.
Oh, really?
It would do my head in. I'd try avoid having water, but I just kept waking up at 4 in the morning to go toilet. It would, and when you have broken sleep,
yeah, it's the worst.
I feel shocking.
Yeah, it's the worst.
I'd rather just stay up after that and just ride it out, have my
early
coffee.
riser.
Yeah, just do that, because the feeling, you just feel like you feel out of it.
Yeah, I know.
I think there was I read something or watched a video and it said, when you press snooze, like just say you wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning and you press snooze, pressing snooze and going back to sleep, even if it's for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you actually start another sleep cycle.
Yeah, you do.
So
it's the worst thing for you.
It's, yeah. Me, the many times I used to snooze,
that's the worst.
I think I snoozed probably 10 times every morning.
Oh my God.
Just 8 minutes. 8 minutes.
I make it on my phone that I don't even have an option to snooze.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I have to
Can you
get
turn
up
it
now.
off?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I'll just cancel it.
Don't. It's so bad for you.
Yeah, I learned.
But do you ever have really weird dreams after that?
Do you know, recently, can I tell you something about dreams? I have been having, so I went through a stage in my life where I couldn't remember the last dream I had. And then I don't know whether it was when I was doing all the Joe Dispenza work.
Yeah.
About, I guess, when you try to choose something to attract to your life through the quantum realm.
Yep.
I started to, one of the things I wasn't having was dreams. I started having, like, every night, full-on dreams. To the point where I actually liked the dreams that much, where I'd snooze my alarm
You didn't want to wake up.
to continue it. And every time, without a doubt, I'd actually continue the dream.
Oh my God.
It was amazing. I was deprived of dreams for so many years.
They all just came
They just started coming back. But the good thing was is that not once did I go back to sleep and not continue.
Wow.
Not once. Every time I'd I'd press snooze and go back to sleep, I'd just continue the dream.
Did you consciously tell yourself, like, you know when you fall back to sleep and you start thinking? Did you just start thinking about the dream and then you just kind of...
No, I said, like, I need to finish this. Like, I woke up and said, I've got to finish this dream. This was amazing. I've got to keep doing this thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did they have meaning?
Not really. It was just cool. I don't know what was happening. I can't even tell you what the dream was, but it was that good, I went back to sleep.
That's what I said. You should write them down.
I've got to start writing these things down.
I've written my dreams down for the past 3 years.
Yeah, but...
And it's really cool.
I can't actually remember... Like, I remember him for...
When you wake up.
Yeah, but I can't remember to even write it in my journal. I remember the dream, and I'm like... Sometimes I actually type it in my notes.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Randomly.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they just don't make sense.
Yeah, but they have meaning, some of them.
But how does... Is there something where you can look to see what dreams mean? I know you look on Google and it comes with
I don't really
things.
trust that too much.
Nah.
I mean, there's definitely,
Oh, what happened? I cried in my dream. You're probably going to die.
Oh, I've had so many...
You look at the meaning. You're probably going to die soon.
I had one that was like, I lost all my teeth in my dream and it was like, someone's going to die.
Yeah, no, that's...
fine.
I looked that up as well.
Yeah.
And my teeth fell in my dream and the first thing can't be somebody's going to die close to you. It's like, thank you.
I really wanted to hear that.
Didn't happen.
I know, me neither.
Scared me for like 6 months.
I know.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
But I think they definitely do have meanings. They're part of your subconscious. Obviously, it holds on to stuff.
They say when we dream, we actually go to different dimensions.
I have heard of that.
Do you believe it?
I don't know. I haven't looked into it enough. But I know about like astral projection and stuff.
And lucid dreaming is more just controlling your dreams.
Yeah. I always try, but I can never do it.
To try lucid dream.
Yeah.
They say if you remember the last thought before you go to sleep.
Yeah.
And you remember the last thought when first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
So if you can remember the night before the last thought, they say eventually you'll start to connect the dots and remember the middle.
Yeah. I've always tried that.
I still forget to do that. I've done it for like a week. Didn't work. No. That's the thing too. You learn so many different skills, so many different little tips and tricks, and you just don't see them through. Because the second you
Yeah.
start another one, you're like, oh my God, I want to
Yeah.
try this one now.
I know.
And
There's
you
so
never
much
finish
out there.
You never finish them.
Yep. Yeah, it's hard. There's so much out there, and it's so great for you, and you're kind of like, oh my God, where do I even start? There's so much
There's
out
too
there.
much.
Yeah.
It's like an overstimulation.
Yeah, it is.
There's
It
too
is.
much.
I know.
There's too much going on. Just give me one thing at a time. I'll do what
Just master one thing at a time.
What I've got to start doing is I've got to find something I want to continue
Yeah.
and something I want to practice and then turn off my phone. Delete all social media, delete all apps so I can scroll, and that's it. Until I've done that skill and mastered it,
Yep.
then I'll get back on.
Good plan.
Because to me, I don't know about if it happens to you, I will find it. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to start doing that. And the next time I scroll the next day, it gives me a whole nother thing that's similar but different. So I try that one. It's like, just give me something different. Give me cars, give me business stuff, and then come back to these, this topic.
I know, it's so hard with so much that's out there. But I think that's actually a really good idea.
You have to, because that's
Yeah.
where you get all your ideas from.
I know.
All my natural remedies, all
Yeah.
my mindset things, all my discipline stuff, all the things I've learned is actually through social media.
Yeah.
But now there's a new function. I don't know if you've noticed that when you save something, you can put it in a folder and name it.
Oh, and like categorize it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've got now like categories
500
for like,
folders?
Yeah. Like parenting, discipline, branding. I've categorized everything.
Yeah, but that's all good and well, but you're actually doing it?
Sometimes. You don't actually. So I actually consciously will sit there and say, okay, let me look through them.
Yeah.
Because what I do is now I actually email them to myself.
Ah.
So I
that's
will
smart.
email myself a link,
Yep.
and then when I'm free, I'll watch it.
Yep.
But I've actually got to get into a habit now of not, I guess, studying it a little bit and implementing it.
Yeah.
Because you can read it, you can watch the video, but have you done anything with it?
Yeah.
No. So, yeah, a lot of stuff that come up for me that I've saved is a lot of natural therapies, natural remedies, natural
Yeah.
healing, all that sort of thing. Because over the years, I've gotten a lot into natural.
Yeah.
I've taken away all. I haven't had a Panadol for years. I haven't gone sick in years.
I know.
And it's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't know if it's because I've convinced myself that I can't get sick now. I've been in the house with everyone's got COVID,
Yep.
everyone's got the flu, everyone's got all these illnesses and sicknesses, whatever
Yep.
it is, and I've never gotten it. I used to work on a factory floor,
Yeah.
all day with about 50 people. And sometimes there'd be one person got sick, the next person will get sick. And at one time, sometimes there'd be 4 or 5 people in
Yeah.
a factory that are sick. And I'm in the same van with them, we're within arm's length of each other, and I wouldn't get sick.
Do you know why that is?
I don't know. I actually convinced myself that's because I think I can't get sick.
No! It's because, like, okay, everything in the world is obviously just a vibration, right? Yourself, other people, this plant, anything.
Yeah.
That certain sickness, say they got the flu, that's sort of like, say, a vibration down here.
Yeah.
And all these people have lowered their vibration down here. So now they match that with the flu. You're probably up here. It doesn't match. You won't get
You
it.
reckon? So you reckon it works of energies? When energies,
I think everything is energy.
even sicknesses.
Even sicknesses. Any ailments, anything.
Have my elbow. My elbow's
Probably.
been sore for 7 weeks.
Probably just a stored emotion that you're holding on to.
Yeah. It fascinates me. Because I do believe that energies and what you believe you attract. If you don't believe something, you won't attract it.
Yeah.
It's like when I wasn't open to negative energy, it wouldn't get latched onto me and it wouldn't affect me. But when I started to learn about it, I was more open
You're
to
more
it.
vulnerable to it.
Way more vulnerable.
Yeah.
I would have a conversation with the wrong person and I'd walk away like I had no energy left.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because I
Sucks
actually...
the life out of you.
Oh, I know. Like, literally.
Yeah.
You feel like you had... It's like you're peaking and then you're just going like,
Yeah.
I'm out.
You've
Like,
just
I've
used
got no
everything
energy
inside
left.
of you.
I had an actual... I think I've told you a story. When I was doing DoorDash
Yes.
during COVID.
Yep. You
So,
did.
I think it was the start of COVID or the end of it. Me and my girlfriend were doing DoorDash, me and Natalie. And we grabbed 2 spring rolls from about 45 minutes away from wherever this house was. And first of all, that was weird because 2 spring rolls traveling 45 minutes are going to get there rock solid.
Yeah.
But I got out the car, I got to the front door, and as soon as I got out the car, I felt like someone was going to jump at me. I just had my guard up. Don't know why, couldn't tell you how, couldn't tell you what brought that on.
Just your fight or flight instinct.
I just had this guard up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I'm looking around the car, I'm looking around this, I'm like, oh my God, something's going to happen. Anyways, get to this front doorstep. I took a step on the front porch and I collapsed. I literally dropped to one knee, and I'm like, oh my God, my head's, do you know when you stand up too quick?
Yeah, you get dizzy.
And you get that dizzy spell? I was on the floor on all fours, like my head was just spinning and I was throbbing. And I'm like, oh my God. And I started to get scared.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what just happened? So I quickly chucked the spring roll down, took a photo, ran back to the car, got in the car, and I pulled it off like nothing had happened. And I sat in the car, and Nat looks at me and she goes, what did you just bring into the car? She felt it on her from when I just stepped in the car. I open the door, I go, all right, we're going to go to the next place. She goes, what did you just bring in the car? And I'm like, nothing. She goes, I can feel it. I go, well, I've got to tell you something. What just happened outside? And that was it.
How do you explain that?
I don't know how to explain it. But then I found out that that person was actually like a Reiki or medium. So I don't know whether they were doing work on someone else and I was leaving them, and I got into the vicinity of it, and it affected me. But the second my foot hit the floor, I just collapsed.
Jeez.
Don't know.
That's freaky. I remember I had goosebumps the first time you told me that.
But it scared me.
Yeah,
because that's when I actually started to realize how powerful this stuff is.
Yeah.
Because that brought me to my knees. That's how powerful it was.
I know.
And like I said, it could have been positive, could have been negative energy, but to me, I just thought bad.
Yeah.
Like I was scared. And then after that, I started to look into the power of energies and how it can affect you that bad.
Yeah.
And people carry around bad energy for a very long time. And it takes a lot of work to get it off you.
Yeah, definitely.
Depends how powerful it is.
Yeah.
Depends. Some people can put it on you intentionally. Some people don't mean it.
Some people don't know they have it. They hold it down. They suppress it so much that they don't even realize they're carrying half the stuff they are.
That's the thing too. Some people have never felt what it feels like to not have anything on you.
Yeah, they just think it's normal.
They think it's normal.
Yeah,
because they've never known. They don't know anything different. But when you feel, maybe that's why you become more vulnerable too, because you now can notice the difference. It's not that maybe it's not because it's not affecting you anymore. It's affecting you more. It's now that you're more conscious of the fact that it could be happening.
Yeah.
Because to me, if I didn't know about energies, if I didn't know about the power of them, I would just brush it off as I probably just feel tired.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what so many people do.
I just feel tired. I feel sluggish, whatever it is. But wait a second. I was just with that person. And when I met that person, I didn't feel good. And then I was fine before I met him. And after I spoke to him for 15 minutes, I felt like I just ran a marathon.
Yep.
And I had no energy left.
Definitely. It plays such a crucial part in everyone's life. And a lot of people, as you said, they just shrug it off and they pretend like nothing's there.
But what does that do for you? But I think maybe they're just not educated on it.
That's all it is. That's all it is. And a lot of people aren't open to this stuff. I know some people that I talk to, they're like, what are you talking about? You're crazy.
Yeah.
But it helps me.
Yeah.
I don't care. It helps me. It helps my family. I can help other people. And that's all that I'm doing it for.
Yeah. Well, that's why I got into the Reiki stuff. I started to learn about it.
Yeah.
Because to me, it wasn't for me to practice or to work on anyone or have clients.
Yeah.
It's purely for me to help my family, help my friends, and help myself.
Yeah.
And all I've learned during the course is exactly that. Things to help me take that energy off me. I got to a point where I don't want to rely on anyone. It might sound bad, but I don't want to have to call someone to say, hey, can you help me with this? I want to be able to do it for myself.
Yep.
If it's something simple.
Yeah.
And when I learned how simple it was to actually help yourself, 2 seconds. And you actually feel the difference.
Definitely.
You feel it straight away.
Yeah.
And it's the way it explained to me, which was fascinating, how simple it was like picture a link between you and a dark cloud. And visualize it and get familiar with it, whatever it is, and then either physically with your hands cut the ties, imagine scissors cutting the cord, and watch it separate and watch it disappear.
Yeah.
Then picture white light over you and all these sort of things, and you feel it instantly.
That's like they say, your brain actually doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's not. You know, when you're watching a scary movie, something comes up and, you know, you can feel it. You can feel your palms sweating. You can feel that like urging gut.
Yeah,
exactly. Because your brain doesn't know the difference.
Yeah.
That's why it's so important, these visualizations, because it doesn't know the difference.
And your body reacts to it as well.
Definitely.
And did I tell you the story about the basketball team? How they done a test between physically training and mentally training?
No.
So there was a basketball team. Yeah. And they've done it with athletes before. They've done it with bodybuilders, where they'll take a group of just say 10. They'll take another group of 10. And this 10 will physically train shooting 3-pointers for a week, just say.
Yeah.
And the other team will mentally train and shoot 3-pointers. So they'll picture every shot going in and they'll picture the movement, but they won't move, just in their head. They showed that, I can't remember the stats, but it was like a 13% increase in 13% more accuracy in the mentally trained team than a physically trained one.
Yeah.
So
that speaks volumes.
But they've shown it in muscle growth too.
Yeah.
Where one bodybuilder will sit there and mentally train biceps and triceps and muscles, whatever it is, and will actually grow muscle mass just from mentally training.
Yeah.
Because your mind and your body doesn't know the difference between mentally and physically doing it.
Exactly.
Fuck, yeah. It tripped me out.
That's insane.
That got me thinking like, okay, wait a second.
Change everything.
How does this make sense? And they've tested it in so many different ways.
Yeah.
They've even tested, Joe Dispenza done it with a group of, I think it was 60 or 80-year-olds. And he got them for a week just acting like children. He said they got them, I can't remember how many people it was, but it was a group of elderly men or women, and got them and just said, okay, gave them all activities that they would do as a child.
Yeah.
Playing games and football and golf, whatever. Sorry, not golf, but like just activities.
Yeah. And
just being a kid. Do whatever you want. Run amok.
Yep.
And they actually showed, however they measured it, a decrease in their aging. Some people actually recovered from injuries.
Oh my God.
Because their mind was convinced they were old and gone frail and weak. So they actually became old, frail and weak. But when they convinced themselves for a week that they were better and they were young and fit, they actually
believed it.
Well, one guy had a cane. He walked in with a cane because he had a limp, and by the end of it, he didn't need it.
Oh my God.
Because his hip or whatever it was actually healed itself during that time.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So if you look into there's so many studies showing that it's true. It's hard to believe.
It is.
It's hard to believe, but
and people who aren't open to it, they think you're literally crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, once you start reading up on it, it's insane what the body can do.
But people have studied this stuff for years.
Well beyond
us.
I know.
Even beyond us. Beyond generations and hundreds and thousands of years ago, they knew about this stuff.
I know.
But now we just have actual data
Yeah.
to prove it's true.
We have the evidence.
We have the evidence there.
Yeah.
It's proven.
I know.
There's stats there, there's studies, there's charts, there's all these stats showing it's possible.
I know.
Even with something as simple as gratitude.
Yeah. Oh my
Gratitude
God.
is the most powerful energy you have.
Yes.
And when you can show that, again, Joe Dispenza, same study. He helped people be grateful for the certain amount of time. I think it was 2 days.
Yep.
And the decrease in stress hormones, the decrease in all these toxic chemicals in their body, and their recovery rate, their aging, all these things decrease just from practicing gratitude. So, I don't know.
Because your thoughts become your environment.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds ridiculous, but it's so true.
It does.
Yeah.
Your thoughts create your environment. Your thoughts manifest into the reality.
Definitely.
If you believe that, shit, even something as simple as I'm going to be late today. I'm running late. Well, you're going to be late.
Yeah.
You've
already got that mindset.
You've already programmed your mind to say you're going to rock up late. So the car's going to get in front of you. Lights are going to turn red in front of you.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
You've set yourself up for failure.
Exactly.
To me, I always convince myself that it'll be all good.
Yeah, but you have to.
It's fine. All good. No stress. Whatever happens, happens. Whatever has happened in my life, whatever happened in that day was meant to happen.
Exactly.
It's happened the way it was meant to.
Yeah.
I can't control what happens. Just go with the flow. The more you try to control something you can't control,
Yes.
game over.
Well, that's the law of detachment.
Yeah. What was that? The law of detachment?
The law of detachment.
Okay.
The universal law of detachment.
I've never heard that before.
Really?
No.
Basically, it just means the more you want something, the more you hold on to it. The more it's going to not want you, literally. The more it's going to fray from you.
Mm.
If you don't expect anything, you will receive everything. Say if you go to see a movie.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, I'm really excited for this movie. It's going to be so good. I've seen the ads. It looks so good. And then it's crap.
Mm.
You got to detach that law. Let go of that expectation. Let go of that. Just anything. Like, say, oh my God, I really want this iPhone. I've been working so hard for it. I really, really want it. Just let it go. And it'll come to you.
Yeah.
Because you have to expect nothing.
But that's now going into trying to find happiness through materialistic things. You want an iPhone, you now think that you're going to get happiness or some sort of
From that
feeling from that iPhone.
Well, that's what I was saying the other day. The only reason why anyone wants anything is because of the feeling that comes with it.
Yeah.
That's
what you said, that it was a feeling of the second you get it.
Yeah, that's
what we're addicted to.
That kind of like.
Is it the dopamine hit? What is it? Is it something? Is it the second you actually
Well,
receive it?
it depends on why. Like, say you want a really nice car.
Mm.
Is that because other people's validation of that you've got a really nice car and you want to be approved by these people? And once you finally get that feeling, you're like, oh, I'm at peace now.
Yeah.
Because I've got this external validation.
I don't think anyone can ever get anything materialistic for themselves.
What do you mean?
I don't think you can buy a car actually for yourself.
No.
It's impossible. And people that say that they can buy a Lamborghini or Ferrari for themselves,
Yeah.
I think you're lying to yourself.
Yep, I agree.
Because yes, you can buy it, and I'll probably buy one eventually, but I'm not going to convince myself that I bought it for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I bought it for the fun. Yes, I bought it for whatever, but there's an aspect of that where you're buying it for what other people are going to see you as.
Yeah.
And other people's perception of you.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's the only reason why we do it.
Exactly.
I spoke to a lady here in Bali, and actually, I think your dad asked her. We're talking about Rolexes and watches and stuff like that, and we're like, oh, why don't you have one? Because she's selling all these different items, and she goes, oh, in Bali we don't care about labels. And I'm like, okay. Like, wow. She goes, only people in the West care about labels. And I'm like, okay. Well, okay, fuck.
And you
like,
and you can see that it actually means nothing.
It means nothing.
It means
You get a real one, you get a fake one. Yes,
what's
you can
the difference?
You can look. I'll buy fake stuff till the day I die. Whether I'm a billionaire, millionaire, I don't care.
I know.
Because I can't actually justify spending 50 times more for something just
The exact same.
Mine might be 10% different, but end of the day.
But the only reason why, the only difference is really telling someone that this is the real thing. And then their reaction from it and how they're going to perceive you.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they've got the
my
real
God,
thing.
real
That's
one?
insane.
They're
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
It's just other people's opinions of you and their perception of you.
Yeah.
We went to obviously there's lab grown diamonds and there's natural diamonds.
Yep.
And I was asking the jeweler. I said, "What's the difference?" And he goes, "Do you want me to tell you honestly?" He goes, "Almost the exact same thing."
Yeah.
He goes, "The only reason why people will spend the extra, probably 10 times more on the natural grown diamond is for the sake of saying that it's natural."
Yeah, that's it.
There is nothing. Well, there's probably something different, something small.
Yeah, we'll say
but it's not big
1%.
enough to spend 10 times more.
Yeah.
But he goes, most people actually buy it just for the sake of saying that they've got a naturally grown diamond.
That's so ridiculous.
And when he said that, I'm like, that's insane. That's insane.
I know, it is.
It's just for the sake of, hey, listen,
I'm better than you.
I'm better than you.
Yeah.
I've got natural.
It's all ego.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
A lot of stuff we do from ego.
Definitely.
A lot of things we do.
Yeah.
And it's hard to put that ego aside in a lot of scenarios in life.
It is.
It's very hard.
It is. I struggle with it as well. I mean, I struggle with it because I keep it up as a barrier to other people. That's kind of my defense wall.
Yeah.
So it's hard letting your ego down and getting rid of it.
100%.
But yeah, I think you're kind of just lying to yourself.
If you're saying that the ego is not there.
Yeah.
I think you need a little bit of ego.
Why?
I don't know. Sometimes. I don't know. I read this book called ego's the enemy or something like that. And it talks about this whole concept of how dangerous the ego can be. But it's hard to tell the difference.
It is.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
But I feel like to achieve big things, you sort of need a little bit of an ego. I don't think you can do it without that.
Do you mean ego is in competitive side?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that is ego. Being like, I need to be better. I need to be better than these people. I need to achieve more. I need to beat my competitors.
But you don't have to see it like that. You can also see it like, look how much work I've done. I'm proud of myself. I deserve this. Not, I've done more than them.
Yeah.
I deserve it more than them.
Yeah. I think there's a positive way of doing it and a negative way.
Yeah.
But I think I've actually recently now detached myself from the results.
Yeah.
I've tried to not put as much pressure on myself to succeed and to have something right now, because I know deep down that when I'm ready for it, I'll get it.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to have $1 billion, for example, or $1 million right now. I'm not ready for it.
Yeah.
And I know that when I'm ready, it'll come. And that is a massive lesson I learned.
Yeah.
Is because you think you deserve it. But if I was to give it to you now, what would you do with it?
Exactly.
I'll give you $1 billion right now.
I
guarantee you'll blow it all.
Yeah.
Because you have no idea where to invest.
No.
You have no idea where to put it. I wouldn't even know where would you store $1 billion.
That's why people.
What bank account? What bank do you bank with? ANZ probably won't be able to hold it.
I know. Well, that's why
You know what I
people
mean?
who win the lotto, they never know what to do with it.
Yeah.
They just spend it all.
I think I think there's a stat we were talking about the other day where I think it's like 90% of people that win the lottery end up losing it all within the first 2 years.
Yep.
Because they're not ready for it.
No.
They're used to making $1,000 a week and living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
Now they've all of a sudden got $25 million.
No idea.
No idea.
I
Most
don't
of them
blame
spend
them.
on drugs,
Yeah.
partying,
Yeah.
alcohol, whatever it is, holidays, cars, boats, whatever it is.
And then it's gone.
It's gone.
And again, they only do that because of the external validation.
Yeah, it's true.
It's all about that.
We're programmed to do that.
I know.
Through social media, we always see, my social media comes up with either health, well-being, and then cars, boats, jet skis, money.
Yeah, it's so true.
There's no in between. The algorithm just keeps swapping.
But that's because they want you to see.
But and you have to mentally tell yourself, ignore this. You don't need this right now.
Yeah, I know.
No, you don't need the yacht. You don't need $10 million right now. You're okay. Yes, there's 15-year-olds making 10 times more than you, but it's okay.
I know, but it's so true.
I saw a seven-year-old the other day, CEO of his company.
Oh my God.
I'm like, okay, Jesus Christ, the kid's he got for $30 million for his business.
It's so unrealistic.
Yeah.
It's all a bunch of crap.
But again, we compare ourselves to those people.
I know, but that's...
Who's this little 7-year-old making $1 million?
Comparison is the worst thing that you can do.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
It's dangerous.
You'll never get anywhere.
No, it's dangerous.
And it's so easy to compare.
Oh,
like
seconds.
It's our nature at this point. But it's the worst thing for you.
Yeah. You do it, but it's in our...
Yeah.
It's like
Even
it feels like it's in our DNA.
I know.
Because even in business now, you start to compare yourself to people who started the same time as you. And you're like, wow, fuck. He's doing so much better than me, or she's doing so much better than me. I'm like, what did I do different? Did I stuff up? Did I not do the right thing? It's like, no, that was their path.
Exactly.
This is mine.
Yeah.
Mine might take 2-3 years to get there.
Yeah.
But I'll get there. And to remind yourself of that, that's the challenge. Yes, you can say it in the moment.
You literally got to check yourself.
You have to be like, okay, I've felt this before.
I know.
I know why it's happening, and it's happening because I'm not ready for it.
Exactly, and you have to trust that when you're ready for it, it will come.
Yeah.
And that's it.
It's hard.
I know.
It's hard. It's a challenge.
Yeah.
It's a big challenge of mine. Because I've had deals, when I'm saying, one of these deals I was working on could have been millions of dollars. And I was so excited. I was, done. It's happening. And it fell through. I'm like, oh my God. Wow. I spent all this time. And then another deal that was big fell through again. I'm like, is it me? Like, am I stuffing up?
But again, the law of detachment.
Again, I wasn't ready for it.
You wanted it so bad.
Yeah. But I didn't know you don't know it was coming. But when it came, it's like, okay, yes, it's happening.
Yeah.
It's finally happening. Gone. But then I, again, remind myself, wasn't the time.
Yeah.
And I said to myself again, I checked myself and said, if I did get that money, what would I have done with? Am I ready for it? And when I said to myself no, all of a sudden I felt better.
Yeah, the relief.
Because when I realized that, Pete, you're not ready for it.
Yeah.
This isn't your time.
You know, so many people can't do that.
No.
They're not.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah,
I've been doing this since
it is.
I'm 25 now, I've been working on this stuff since I was 18.
Yeah.
So it's, what's
It
that,
takes
7
a long
years?
time.
It's not something you do overnight. You know
No,
what I mean? It's
not at
something
all.
you do overnight. It's not something that you're just going to start, oh yeah, I'm going to get into this personal development and self-help and growth and all that stuff. I'm going to learn it in a month, or I'm going to focus on a month. I've read multiple books. I've watched hundreds of hours of podcasts. I've got a mentored. I've gotten everything I can think of. Yeah. Because I wanted to improve in that aspect of my life.
Yeah.
And again, it never ends.
No. It's
never ends. And when I think I know everything,
something
that pops up, like, where'd you come from?
I know. But it's so true. But I love that about it.
Yeah.
You never stop learning.
Yeah.
There's never like, oh, I'm done. Yeah.
I'm there.
You're never done.
Nah.
never.
And when you think you're done, trust me.
Yeah.
There's something else
around
out
the corner.
there. Someone's going to throw something at you.
I know.
Yeah. It's, recently I've been learning a lot of different concepts of time and accessing different versions of yourself in quantum realms and reality transurfing, all these different things. I'm like, what are these things?
There's so much out there.
Reality transurfing was a full-on one, but
yeah, I remember you explaining that to me.
Yeah, that was
crazy.
Reality transurfing. I don't know, like I said, I just started the book.
Yeah.
It's talking about pendulums and all these energy exchanges and all these sort of things now, but apparently the book goes into more about accessing the version of you that you want at any given time.
Yeah.
Because every version of you is happening at the exact same time, and it's only your consciousness. Your consciousness can only be in one version of you, but you can actually, I don't know, somehow transfer across to the other side.
Hop onto another dimension.
Just jump onto another track. Yeah, but there's a lot.
It's crazy how people have had the experience to write about this as well.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to talk to someone so bad who's experienced this.
Yeah, there's not many people you find have actually done. I think people hide it as well.
Yeah, I think there's a certain point that you get to where, I think you were saying it the other day.
Yeah.
There's a certain point you get to where it's like, I'm going to keep this for myself.
Yeah. Because not because of selfishness or...
No.
I think it's because people physically won't be able to handle it.
It's so beyond anything we've ever known.
Yeah.
Like, insane. It would blow people's minds. Blows my mind.
It will.
Yeah.
Because if you... I think we were talking about it the other day where there was a guy, how back in over 1,000 years ago, whatever it was, ages ago, there was a guy that the locals used to come to the top of the mountains to watch him put his hand through a rock, and just like put his hand towards it, and his actual imprint of his hand would sit in the rock.
It's insane.
Somehow, apparently, it was because he was able to vibrate the same frequency as the rock. Like, wow,
it's crazy.
That's so full on.
If
that's real, like, insane.
I know. But it's so fascinating.
Yeah.
I love learning about it.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
Have you seen the one about how they, as a group, they were able to lift a table? Because I think it was like 100 people in a room. They were focusing on lifting the table, and the table actually came off the ground.
Yeah, because it's all about energy. That's it. It's so simple yet so complex.
Yeah. Again, but it never ends.
I know. It doesn't.
Ends. It's just the power of our mind. It's the power of what we think we're capable of.
Yeah.
If we could.
Well, I find it even in kinesiology. Like, it's insane when I have my classes and like I'm doing these balances on people, and I'm saying, like, you know, I'm asking say I'm working on you. I'm asking your body questions, not literally. In my head I am. And yet your body still knows the answer. And I can find out the answer and I don't even have to say anything.
Yeah, because you don't say it out loud.
No.
You're actually just saying it in your head.
Yeah.
And my body is saying yes or no.
Yeah. How does that work?
That's probably the first thing you learn, is how to ask the body the questions.
The first thing we learn is actually our different, so we've got your neurovascular points, neurolymphatics, and your neuroemotional. So you work out those points, and then we also learn the whole body testing. That's our first class. And then the second class is learning how to muscle test someone else. And then we get into it, and then, every class just gets deeper and deeper. It's fascinating.
And how long have you been doing it for now?
1.5 years.
And are you... how long does this... Is it a course? What is it?
Yeah, it's an international course. So eventually, by the end, I'll be able to work wherever I please in the world.
And how long does that take to finish it?
I mean, the course keeps getting added and added. It's pretty much never ending. I'm a certified kinesiologist now.
Oh, so you can actually start
Yeah.
working on people.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am yet to, though.
Yeah.
I'm a bit scared.
What's stopping you from doing it?
I've worked on a lot of different people, but I was saying the other day, I think I was saying it to my mum, I'm finding it really hard to differentiate, like, between, okay, I'll help you out as a friend or a family friend, whatever. But now I have to find the line of, okay, now I'm a practitioner. Like, we need to exchange something. I do this for you, I get money in return. And I was really trying really hard to understand how to not be selfish in that. And my teacher made a really good point, and it's all about an energy exchange. Like, I'm doing this for you, I'm giving you this full hour balance, and you're just giving me money back. It's all just energy exchange. That's all it is. Because money is just energy.
Yeah. So it's an energy exchange. You're seen as more of an energy exchange
Yeah,
instead of a
rather
transaction.
than give me money.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's definitely a different way of thinking about it.
Yeah, and that helped me a lot to differentiate that. Because that's something I was really struggling with to start seeing clients. And I just think, what am I? I'm just a 21-year-old studying kinesiology. Like, why would people come to me for advice? Do you know what I mean? But then I realized I've done a lot of study and I've done a lot of work, and people would benefit from this. So why not just help them? Instead of being like, oh, I don't know, I'm scared. What if I'm not good enough?
You'll notice that a lot of people will actually be willing to give you whatever you ask for if they see a return on their investment.
Yeah,
if they
definitely.
I want to invest $100 into you, I want to get something out of it. You don't think about the $100 after.
No.
Because I'm getting good benefits.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's never money.
Yeah.
It's never the dollar figure. It's always the value.
Yeah, exactly.
You
That's
can
so
charge
true.
whatever you want, but give me the value worth that.
Yeah.
So that was a bit of a Warren Buffett mindset change. When I learned that, I'm like, okay, so I can charge whatever I want.
Yeah.
Within reason.
Yeah.
But if I can back it with value, you can sell it.
Yeah, definitely.
You can't be charging $1,000 for 15 minutes and they get nothing out of it.
Exactly.
If you give them maybe access to your book, maybe a book when they come, or an ebook, or give them more value, they'll spend that money.
Yeah, it's all about the result. Yeah, that's
and what else you can provide? So it's not even purely about the result. Yes, obviously it's a big part of it, but what else are they getting?
Yeah, that's true.
What other value are you giving to them outside of their results from coming and seeing you?
Yeah, definitely.
Is it knowledge? Is it a book? Is it an ebook? Is it references? Is it something?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Are you on call for them? You know what I mean? Yes, they booked a session with you, but can they call you at any time or text you at any time?
Yeah.
If they spend $500 with you, maybe they should be able to shoot you a text message every now and then.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's finding that balance right now in my career.
It's just hard to know. It's hard to feel worthy of it. It's worthiness.
Yeah.
It's, do I feel worthy of that money?
Yeah.
Do I have that value?
Yeah.
Can I provide enough value to be worth that?
Yeah, definitely. That's my main goal right now that I'm trying to work through. Worthiness.
I think we all struggle with it.
Definitely.
And it's definitely a hard one to crack.
Yeah.
Because you have to just sort of do it, and you'll see. Yeah. You'll prove to yourself.
You kind of got to throw yourself in the deep end.
100%.
Wish for the best.
Yeah, but it happens.
I know, and I know that I'll be fine. Like, I know I'll be so fine, and I know this career is going to help me in so many different ways, but I'm just so scared to take that first step. It's very daunting.
It is.
Yeah.
But when you do it, you'll be like, oh, is that it?
I know.
You know what I mean?
I know.
Whenever you do it, you'll be like, okay, I delayed that for 6 months, and it was that easy.
I know. And I know it's going to be like that. It's just, psyching myself up to do it.
So is it the fact so if you were to work on me for free,
that would be fine.
That would be fine.
I'm
but
so
the second
happy
I give
to do
you
that.
money, your brain's like, oh shit.
I feel like there's an expectation at that point.
Yeah.
That's why I get freaked out. That's why. Because the expectation, I'm like, oh my God, okay, I'm charging this much. I need to represent that in value. I need to give something back. But I don't know, I'll be fine. Like, if I were to offer you, like, if I were to do a balance on you now, I'd be like, piece of cake. I can do that easily.
So what is the normal rate for a person, like, with your experience?
Probably around 120.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that per hour?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, the more high you go, the more experience they have. It can go up to 300, 400.
Yeah? Wow.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot of work to be able to even charge that.
Yeah.
You're doing a lot of studying. You're doing a lot of work to even be able to sit across
and
from
it's
someone
not
and
even
help
the work. in class that we do. It's all the outside work. It's all the practice.
All the reading you're doing.
Exactly.
All that stuff, that adds value to your clients too.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely. It's not just a go to class, do your homework, and then forget about it type of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a long, long journey.
Mm.
And I was talking to my kinesiology teacher about it, and we're talking about how there's different levels to the unit. So there's level 1 that was done last year. Now I'm in level 2. So you go a bit deeper into things. And she was saying how you'll actually find the people that are around you are going to change this year, because you learn so much and you reflect so much about how much you learn and the knowledge that you have and the vibration that you're on, that people who don't match that will actually leave your life.
Okay, yeah.
And it was really fascinating, because we were just talking as a class and we were just saying, you know, some people have broken up with their partners, they've lost best friends, and she just simplified it all down to they're just not on your vibration anymore. Like, yeah, we're helping so many people. Like, I'm helping so many people through my work, but I'm also helping myself.
Yeah.
And I'm changing in so many different ways. And I think a lot of people that aren't on my level will just disappear from my life and welcome in new ones. And that was really like, it was just really nice to know.
Well, it is, because people think that you have to physically push people out of your life. You'll realise that when you start doing well, and when you start achieving a certain amount, people will just naturally drop off.
Exactly.
They're not gonna. You don't need to actually push them away.
No.
Because they will get the message and they will walk away.
Exactly.
And you'll notice that. And I've noticed that in my years, I've lost a lot of people around me.
Yeah.
But it was their choice to leave.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything. I didn't push them away. But they're not in my life now.
Exactly.
And it's probably for the better.
It's for a reason.
You know what I mean?
My mum always taught me, just leave the door open. Whoever wants to leave, the door's open. You don't force them to stay, because it will never help anyone. If they're not meant to be in your life anymore, that's it.
Some people are just there for the season.
Yeah, I've heard that.
They're there for a season, they're there for a few seasons, and then they're gone.
Exactly.
They're meant to come in and out of your life.
Yeah.
Because if I look through all the people that have been in and out of my life, fuck, you're talking about hundreds of people.
Yeah, exactly.
But if I'd held on to any of them, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to meet these other people now that I'm around.
Yeah.
So
it's the old saying, one door closes, another door opens. Yeah. And it's so true.
It's just sort of, I guess, people struggle in the moment to understand that it's for a reason. Yeah. It's for the best. It's not they're a bad person. It's not you're a good person or whatever it is.
People hold on to it like a grudge.
But don't take it personally.
Yeah.
End of the day, all the people that came in my life, thank you.
Yeah.
Like, you taught me something. I hope I taught you something.
Yeah.
We're meant to get out of each other what we were meant to. Yeah. And then go our separate ways.
Exactly.
You know, I hold no resentment. I hold no grudges towards anyone, because you weren't meant to be in my life forever. I wasn't meant to be in yours forever.
Yeah. You serve a purpose and that's it.
I served my purpose. You served yours. We go our separate ways.
I know. A lot of people don't realise that.
No. It's a very full on thing to really understand.
Yeah.
But if you look at, I always say, if you look at everything that's happened in your life, you'll find out why it happened.
Yeah.
Think about it. A death, a relationship breakup, whatever it is, you were meant to get something from that.
Yeah.
Teachings, learnings, whatever it is.
And everything comes with a purpose, and everything is for a reason. That's why, you just have to let things happen.
But you got to remind yourself of it too.
Yeah.
Because it's very easy to forget.
Yeah. It's very easy to hold on to things.
And be the victim and be like, oh, why me? That's the way it was meant to happen.
Yeah.
That's the way it happened, the way it was meant to.
Yeah, definitely.
I can go so deep into this stuff. So deep. You just keep going, because it's simple. It's
simple but so complex.
It's simple. Yeah, it's simple but very complicated.
I know.
But when I learned that, it changed my life.
Yeah.
When I just if you want to learn anything and try focus on it and really believe in it, just think that everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
That one concept there changed my life forever.
Yeah, and I think once you start reflecting on that as well, everything connects and all the dots connect.
Yeah. Like I told you before.
Yeah.
Whatever happened today was meant to happen. It wasn't meant to go the way I thought.
Yeah.
But I didn't get upset.
Yeah.
I didn't get emotional about it, but the old me would have.
Yeah.
Because I said to myself, and I told you straight after, it happened for a reason.
Yeah.
Whatever the reason was, I don't know. But I trust that it happened for a reason.
Yeah. Just wasn't meant to be.
That's it. Sometimes you don't even need to know why.
Yeah.
Just know that it happened for a reason. Yeah. And you'll just feel better straight away.
Yeah, I know. Once you let go of that, you just hold on to things that are so unnecessary. And so many people do it in everyday life. Like, for an example here, in Bali with the traffic. I have not seen one road rage this whole time. The traffic here is chaotic.
I've almost been hit about 12 times.
Yeah, exactly. I've hit you.
You've hit me.
But in Melbourne, I see people and they get so frustrated.
Yeah.
If someone chops them off, they want to kill them.
Mm.
But it's like, just relax, let it happen. Yeah. Like, people are so uptight these days, and it's just insane how people hold on to so much.
Mm.
I look at the locals here, and they're so happy, and they have nothing.
Yeah.
I've never seen happier people.
No. And the road rage thing is massive.
Yeah.
Because today, we accidentally went wrong side of the road.
Yeah.
And we're on a one-way street going opposite to the cars.
I know.
Not one person beeped at us. Not one person screamed at us.
No.
Even the security guard moved out the way so we could pass him.
I know.
And he knows we're on the wrong side of the road. He knows we're going opposite way. But you know what? They actually moved out the way for us. They let us go past.
Yeah.
We've done a U-turn. On the way here.
Yeah.
I went opposite side of the footpath.
I know.
On the footpath, opposite side of the road. And still,
no one said
the cop
anything.
The cop said to me, like, yeah, you go first. Yeah. And then the other guys waited for me.
I know.
But it works.
Can you imagine that in Melbourne? We would be in jail.
They'll be all in brawl.
A riot.
A riot. All in brawl, everyone punching
on.
Just because someone cut out in front of them.
And it's all about their mentality.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I think, it's just, I don't know, I can't pinpoint one thing that does it.
Yeah.
I think it's a bunch of things that just make us feel, we're all agitated, we're all on edge. A lot of people are just angry all the time.
A lot of people hold on to so much anger.
Mm.
And it affects them. Their families, their relationships with co-workers.
Yeah.
Just in their everyday life.
Mm.
I have not seen that once here.
No.
Everyone is so happy.
They're happy with anything.
Mm-hmm.
They're happy when... They're just as happy when you give them more.
The bare minimum.
The bare minimum. They don't care.
They appreciate
They don't care
everything.
about the money. They don't really care. Yes, they need it to eat, survive, whatever it is, but they don't attach themselves to it.
No, and that's the thing.
They're not attached to the money.
Yeah.
Because they'd rather have their family and friends than money.
Yep.
To them, money means nothing.
I know.
Yes, they need it. But they don't... It's not a necessity for them.
Yeah.
Like I've always said,
so true.
I could be a multi-millionaire and you could take all my money from me. As long as I got my family, I'm sweet. Take everything. Take my pants, take my t-shirt, take my jocks off me. I don't care. Take everything. If I've got my family there, my friends there, whatever it is, I'm fine.
Yeah. That's what you hold value most.
Yeah. Money's nothing. Yeah. Money's materialistic stuff. We've had it, we've lost it. It comes and goes.
Yeah, exactly.
And when you've had money and you lose everything, that's when you learn the most.
Yeah, I think that's a real test of people's character.
Yeah, you gotta know the difference.
Yeah,
like I asked my dad, I got him on a podcast once, and I said to him, I said, "What are you most proud of?" And he's achieved a lot. He's done very well for himself, and he said, "Out of everything I've achieved," I go, "Yeah, everything." He goes, "You and your sister. These are the two things I'm most proud of, and I'm actually most proud of myself because I've helped raise you guys."
Yeah. And it's a reflection of him.
It's like, wow.
Yeah.
You've got all these achievements. You've done all these beautiful things for other people and yourself and your family. But you said that me and my sister were the best thing you
most
created.
valuable to him.
The most valuable to him. And he, when it comes to family, the next level.
Yeah.
Take a same thing. Take everything from him.
And that's a reflection.
Mum, same thing.
And you're the same. And that's how he's raised you. And you're the exact same.
And my mum, same thing. I've been raised by two really good parents that had that mindset.
Yeah.
Don't care about anything but our family. Yeah. Take everything from us. We'll be homeless. Doesn't matter. As long as we're together, we're fine.
Yep.
Yeah. It's powerful.
Yeah, it definitely is.
A lot of people don't have that. And sad because a lot of people's families break up because of materialistic things. Yes. But it's like, wait a second. It's bullshit.
It is.
It's nothing.
It's nothing.
It comes and goes.
Yep.
What doesn't go, what stays with you forever is your family. And people closest to you.
Yeah, definitely.
It's important to actually, for a close family like that understands the importance of family, it's a game changer.
It's rare.
Yeah. That's another thing. It's very rare. I grew up with a lot of kids that when you go to their house, I'm like, wow, this is so different. Yeah. The way they communicate, the way they do things, like, I'm not used to this. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm not used to mum and dad's being separate. I'm not used to mum and dad sleeping in separate rooms. I'm not used to that thing because I grew up with always mum and dad together.
Always together.
Yes, they argued.
Yeah.
They always
That's
wanted to rip
normal,
each other's
though.
hair out sometimes.
Yeah.
But end of the day, they'd argue.
That doesn't change their relationship.
They'd have their debates, whatever it was, and they'd come back together.
Exactly. That's
Like-
human nature.
No, you can't.
No perfect relationship doesn't have arguments.
No,
It's not realistic.
no. If you love someone, you argue with
Yeah,
someone,
exactly.
but you make up straight away.
Exactly.
You can't. It's not worth it.
No.
And the day no one's promising me I'll be here tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
No one's promising you be here tomorrow, no
Yep.
matter what age you are.
I know.
So, I always try to convince myself that it's my last day. Always remind myself. Always tell myself that. I try to remind myself regularly that if I was to die today, would I regret anything? No. Always say no.
It's a good mentality
Nothing.
to have.
I do not have any regrets.
Really?
No matter how bad, no regrets. Because that built me to who I am today.
Yeah, that's
If
true.
I changed those things that people would say were something you should regret,
Yeah,
Peter would not be who he is today.
that's very true.
Just
That's
change
very
one of
true.
them.
Yeah.
Change one thing that happened to me, I would not be who I am today. Everything happened for a reason.
Yeah.
Goes back to that same concept. Everything happened for a reason.
Yep. That's
Those
so
hard
true.
times, those good times,
It's
challenging
all
times
character.
was all
It's
building
good.
me.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
And I'm going to have more hard times in the future.
Yeah.
And life doesn't get easier. You just
No.
get better at it.
Exactly.
It
Yeah.
doesn't get easier for anyone.
Exactly.
Whether you're
Yeah.
wherever you are in life, it doesn't
Yeah.
get easier. You just get better at dealing with it and better at
Yeah.
life.
I think the way you react to things, it gets better and it gets healthier.
Yeah.
I think that's a really big thing that people struggle with is reacting and taking things as a personal effect rather than just let it happen
Well,
because it'll serve me somehow.
there's a difference. There's reaction and there's response.
Mm.
A response is something you think about before you do it.
Yes.
A reaction is just in the moment.
Yep.
Anger, frustration, whatever
Yeah.
it is. So you got to learn the difference.
Yeah.
Learn to respond instead of reacting,
Yep.
and your life will change.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yes, it's hard when there's emotions.
It takes
in
a lot
the
of
air.
effort,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you're angry and you're frustrated,
just wanna
you
lash
just want to
out.
let it out.
I
And you're just
know,
like,
I
no,
know.
think about it.
Yeah.
Think properly. Think
And
logically.
it takes so much work to get there.
Yeah. No one's perfect.
No.
We'll all get there, but you got to practice.
Yeah.
You got to be
Definitely.
conscious of what you do. You got to be
Yeah.
conscious of what you say. You got to be conscious of how you say it,
Yeah.
and just learn from yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't be hard on
Definitely.
yourself. Don't sort of. Yeah, just don't be hard on yourself. We're all humans. We're all trying to just get through life.
Yeah.
We're all trying to just do our thing.
I remember Nat was saying the other day, it was about how our parents have raised us, and she actually made a really good point. She saw this thing and it was like, you can't be so hard on your parents. It's their first time being a parent as well.
Mm.
Like, I don't know, they've never been a parent before. It's their first time as well. Like, you build life experiences as you go.
100%. That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's their first time.
And I thought, yeah, because sometimes, like, just little things. I don't know, sometimes I get frustrated at my dad, and that was just a really nice thing to think about. I was like, oh, hang on, give him a break. It's his first time being a parent.
It's his first time.
Yeah.
He's going to stuff up.
Exactly.
He's going to make mistakes.
Exactly.
I'm going to make mistakes as a parent.
Exactly.
I know that's
Everyone
gonna happen.
will.
Yeah. But it's my first time.
Yeah. But you get nowhere without mistakes.
No.
And
People
that's-
try so hard to not make mistakes through anything.
Yeah.
Personal life, relationships,
Yeah.
business. You try not make mistakes, you're not going to get anywhere.
Nowhere.
You're going to sit in the same little box you're in and not
Exactly.
the same little bubble and not get anywhere.
Exactly. And people are so scared to step out of their comfort zone, and it's just limiting themselves in all aspects of their life.
Yeah. Big time.
Yeah. It's scary, but that's how you grow.
Mm.
You have to get out there. You have to step out of your comfort zone. And it's something I work with like a lot in class and on clients. Like, everyone is so sheltered and everyone just likes to stick in their little bubble, and that's it. And they're happy and they're content because they know they're safe, and that's it. No one wants to step out.
It's hard.
It is.
It's very challenging to step out of
Yeah,
your comfort
it
zone.
is.
It's daunting.
Yeah.
It's foreign. It's strange. You feel vulnerable. You
Yeah.
feel it's not good. Like it feels unhealthy. It feels your body doesn't react to it well
No, well,
because your body wants repetition. Your body likes
exactly. We're creatures
habit.
of habit.
We want habit. That's it. You put it out of its habit. When I started doing ice baths, 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Trust me, my body hated me. I used to wake up. You're gonna laugh. So I used to wake up, and people think, "How do you do it? Like, how do you just jump in there?" Trust me, I'm just jumping in there. I used to look at the thing for 5 minutes sometimes,
Oh.
and just look and say, "Do you really need to do this?" No one will know if you just go back in the house. No one's gonna know. Just go back inside. It's fine. It's fine. No one will know. But I had to psychologically say to myself, I used to repeat this in my head. We don't think, we do. I used to repeat it in my head.
Yeah.
We don't think, we do.
Yep.
So I used to take the thought process out of it and just say, just jump in.
Yeah.
As soon as you get your legs in it, you can't come back. You can't come back from it.
Yeah.
Just put your foot in there.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean? And you just go in. But I used to repeat that in my head and it used to help me. We don't think, we do. I'm talking to my body now, saying, don't think about it, just do it. Because when you sit there and you're in your little onesie, and you're there, I'm sorry, my hoodie, I'm sitting there all rugged up in this thing, looking at it like, oh, shit.
I know, it's hard. It's hard to step out of your comfort zone. It's hard to do things that you don't want to do. But that's where you start to grow. Yeah. So you get somewhere in life. Yeah. Yeah.
There's no growth in comfort zone.
Nothing.
There's zero growth in your comfort zone. You sit there, you'll be the same person till you die.
And that's fine if you want to stay there.
Yeah. But I don't think people do. People say they do. I'm happy here. I'm like, it's good. I enjoy being in my little bubble, my comfort zone. No, you don't. You've convinced yourself to keep yourself safe. Exactly. Because your body wants to be safe. Yeah. Your body's designed to keep you safe. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when you go to do something like an ice bath, your brain goes, get out. Yeah, it's your fight or flight. Your adrenal glands go off. Everything and your body's like, get me out of here. Yeah. I do not want to be here. So I want the same thing. Yeah. Anything that's foreign to your body, like extreme heat, extreme cold, your body just goes, get me out of here now. Definitely. And you'll notice that when you actually let go, instead of fighting the feeling, you can just do it so much easier. Mm-hmm. When you sit there and you're freezing cold and you're shaking and your head starts to hurt, your feet start to feel like they're going to fall off, your brain's telling you get out. Yeah. But honestly, all I used to do is just go and just take that one deep breath in from my nose, out from my mouth, and I'll just be like, okay, I'm fine. Yeah, and you can prove to yourself that you can do so much and how limiting your mind is sometimes. Yeah. Like your body can go through so much, you can achieve so much, and it just proves to you how comfortable we are and how we like to stay in our little bubble and how our mind convinces us, oh my God, this is danger, don't do this. Yeah. When it's actually helpful for you. It's dangerous, you could die. Yeah, exactly. It's going to kill you. Exactly. Yeah, your brain freeze and die. But it's so true. Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy. I believe that we all need to keep doing something that makes us uncomfortable. Yeah. At least one thing a day. Definitely. Either whether it's training, whether it's cold therapy, heat, cold, gym, weights, whatever you need to do to make yourself feel uncomfortable, go on for even a conversation. Conversation with people. Anything. The one I haven't mastered yet is just stopping people. I know it's pretty extreme, but people have practiced that social anxiety to get over it is just to, while you're on the street, just walk to someone and just say, hey, oh, nice dress, nice shoes. A compliment like that. Yeah. I struggle to... It's hard. Yeah. It's so simple, but it's so hard. Oh my God. Like, you got to say it's like... it just sits there. You can't get it out. I know. It's a throat chakra. But it's so true. Yeah. It's so hard. It's so simple. We've been so conditioned to, oh my God, stay in your own lane, stay in your own bubble. Don't say anything. People are going to think you're weird. Yeah. But most times, you could actually help someone. You know who I inspire? My dad. Yeah. Because he is one that will just say anything to anyone and he doesn't care. And everyone loves him. No one judges him for it. He'll go up to anyone on the street and have a chat with them and they love him. Yeah. He has no fear of social anxiety. Nah, none. But it's so true. And he's so outgoing and he's so happy all the time. Yeah. Has he always been like that? From what I've known, yeah. Yeah. So and my mum says as well, from when they grew up. He's always just made friends with anyone. Yeah. He just gets along with everyone. Everyone. Today at the coffee shop, he made friends with the barista. Yeah. And was just talking. I was having breakfast by myself because he was talking to him. Like, I don't know how he does it. Yeah. But it's something I admire in him. Yeah. It's practice. Yeah. And people think that's just something you're born with. No one's born with shit like that. Nah. No one's born with it. You gotta practice. You gotta practice it. If you're not good at it, practice it. Yeah. If you told me when I was that 15-year-old in school that was too scared to stand up in front of my schoolmates and talk, and I was sitting there shaking, trying to read my paper, that I'm going to sit here opposite someone with lights and cameras, no chance. Me too. Get out of here. No chance am I doing that. I wouldn't be called dead behind a camera. I know. But now,
You grow.
To me, the reason why I do it is because I know I can help other people.
Yeah.
I'm doing this not for myself.
Yeah.
I'm doing this because, yes, I can learn from other people like yourself and whoever else I get on, but other people who watch can help them too.
Definitely.
And that's why I do it.
Yeah.
I don't do it for the money. I don't do it for anything else except the fact that I can help other people.
Yeah.
And I don't think you can be fulfilled in life unless you're doing something in the service of others.
Yeah, I agree.
You can't. You can have all the money, you can give to charity, you can do what you want, but if you're doing something for the service of others, then you're fulfilled.
Yeah.
Like I could stay where I am today for the rest of my life. And I'll be happy.
Yeah.
With not much money coming in, just enough to sort of cover my overheads, and I'll be fine. If I can help other people, and if I can have my relationships that I do, and if I can have my friendships that I do, that's me.
Yeah.
All the other things, all the materialistic stuff is nothing.
But I think that when you have that mentality of, you're not, as you said before, you're not doing it for the money. You're not doing it for that aspect of it. You're doing it to help other people. I think other things will just flow in your life with that. Money will flow in your life with that. It will come with ease.
Yeah. I think I said to you before that I believe when you do something for the sake of either loving it or for someone else or other people, naturally, like you said, all those other things will start to come into it.
Yeah.
Because you're not putting pressure on it to succeed.
Exactly.
I'm not putting pressure on it to get millions of views, millions of followers. I don't care. Whether it gets 10 followers in the next 10 years, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll still keep doing it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But I think that when you start doing it and people see that I'm real, it's not scripted.
Yeah.
So everyone comes in before they sit down with me, be like, oh, what are we going to talk about?
I said the same thing.
I don't know. Whatever we want to talk about. You had the book there, so I spoke about the book. I would have spoken about the trees if I had to. I don't care.
I know. I know.
I mean? But we had a good we have had a good conversation.
Definitely.
It's gone pretty deep. And
definitely.
I don't know how long we've been going for. We've almost gone for 2 hours.
Oh my gosh.
What time did we start? 4 o'clock. It's 5:51.
Oh crap.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I said to you before you came on, it's going to be pretty easy going. It's because it's not an interview.
Yeah.
It's a conversation.
I was so nervous.
Yeah, but how easy was it?
Oh my god. I didn't even know 2 hours went by.
I actually forgot the cameras were there and the lights were there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We put that pressure on ourselves to perform and to be perfect and to look good in front of the camera and all these things. People are going to judge us. Who cares?
I know.
Who cares? And the more you do it, the more other people do it too.
That's so true. That's so true.
If you want other people to...
Yeah.
We think that the world's going to change by us just thinking it's going to change and hoping it's going to change. For the world to change and people to change around you, they must see you first. Do it.
Yeah, definitely.
I've changed people around me,
not
from trying to intentionally help them, from me changing myself.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, Pete, what are you doing? I've been seeing all these things you're doing. How do you do it? Well, here, this is the first step I took, and I help them.
Yeah.
People told me, how did you get behind the camera? I just pressed play, started recording, and spoke about whatever came to my head first.
Yeah.
And I'd crop it up to obviously take out all the pauses, because I sit there pausing for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And just posted it. Didn't edit it, didn't filter it, didn't do nothing, just posted it.
Takes a lot of guts to do that.
But I had to get over that fear.
Yeah.
How else could I have overcome that fear?
Yeah, I know.
Without
just doing
taking the pressure off myself.
Yeah.
Saying, Pete, it's gonna be shit.
Yeah.
I said in my head, it's going to be shit. You look back at my old videos now, you'll laugh. I'm like a robot. I'm like, this. I just couldn't get words out.
You gotta start from somewhere.
Now,
you're like a pro.
But you watch my videos.
Yeah.
From when did I really start? Maybe late last year.
Yep.
Till now, completely different.
Yeah.
Now it flows better. It's more natural. Yeah. It's more authentic. Before I was still thinking about other people's perception of me, and I've gotten haters already.
Yeah.
That I don't even know. Again, I told you. There's people been commenting on my videos, just mocking me or making jokes about me, and I just laugh. I messaged Nat straight away. I got my first hater. It was just a comment.
But that's the best. That's the best attitude to have towards it.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't affect you in any way.
No.
They can say their thing. They can have their piece.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know what his comment was?
Oh god.
I got nothing from this. And I'm like, okay, sorry. It was one of my first videos. He goes, I got nothing from this. I'm like, thank you. But again, I took it as a positive.
Yeah.
Because I said to myself, wait a second, do my videos add value?
Yeah.
No, it didn't. Maybe that's why he commented like that.
Mm.
So instead of talking of it like, look at this idiot, who's you think he's commenting on my video? I learned from it. I said, okay. Even still to today, I sometimes have to look back at my videos and say, wait a second, I thought posting it was adding value or educating someone, but really it didn't.
Yeah.
So maybe I won't take it down because I think that I want people. I actually want to keep all those mistakes.
Yeah.
'Cause
See how far you've come.
I want to look back on it.
Yeah.
To be
think
honest,
that's
I will
what-
keep
yeah.
my original videos for years because I want to get to a point where I can actually scroll down and say, "Wow, look how far I've come."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's an achievement to yourself.
Mm.
And it's such a rewarding feeling.
Yeah.
You can see how far you've come.
I look
and you're
at
like,
my,
damn, I
if
did
I was
that.
to ask this one to show you a video, you're gonna laugh. I was so awkward. I was so uncomfortable. I was so stiff.
Yeah.
I couldn't get words out, and I'm just like, now natural.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm still anxious.
Yeah,
Yes, I
of
still get
course.
nervous because I'm like, it's recorded.
I know,
If I
of
post a full
course,
video,
but
people can
that's
see the whole
natural.
thing, but it's fine. You get used to it.
Yeah. And that was only, 9 months ago
Yeah.
that you started out?
Yeah.
Imagine in another 9 months.
Yeah.
It just keeps getting better.
Mm.
The more you practice, the better you get at it.
Mm.
Just anything.
Practice makes perfect.
Exactly.
Doesn't it?
Exactly.
It's with everything, even kinesiology, sports,
Definitely.
business. You practice, you'll
Yeah.
get better.
Definitely.
And I've always said, whatever you want to get good at, if you want to get better at reading,
Yeah.
read. You want to get better at sports, practice.
Yeah.
You want to get better at talking, talk.
It's so true.
You're not going to get better at being in front of a camera if you're not in front of a camera.
Yeah.
If you never step in front of a camera.
Yeah, I know.
So, yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to throw yourself in that deep end, but sometimes just got to bite the bullet.
Mm. No, you do. You
Yeah.
do. But I think we're almost done. We'll finish up now because we've got about 5 minutes left. But
Okay.
like I said, thank you so much for coming on
Thanks for having me.
because,
It was cool.
yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
I knew we were going to have a good conversation.
Yeah.
But,
we always do.
We always do off camera. But
It
I thought,
always
you know
gets
what?
deep.
Yeah. I thought, you know what? Let's do it on camera. It'll be
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
But we'll definitely do it again.
It was
100%.
good. Thank you.
Thank you. That's it. All right.